Hey everybody, it's Shakira. Welcome back to Globe to Wellness here on YouTube. And in today's video, we are going to talk about having a plan for your life. Now, if you have been subscribed to my channel and been watching my videos since I have been on YouTube, you know a little bit about my story. In 2015, I moved to Texas because I was separating and divorcing. And it was at that point that was the real catalyst for major change in my life. And that's typically when I feel expansion occurs, is when something, well, the potential for expansion, because we have all, if you have lived on this earth for any amount of time, um, you have dealt with some catastrophic events, right? Some things that you did not expect, did not want, or maybe you created the issues, because really we create the simulation that we are interacting with, or we have the ability to. And here's a fly that just flew by my head. I cannot stand flies, but anyways, so that catastrophic event for me was the turning point, and was when I started looking at myself as the culprit for why my life sucked at the time. And it didn't suck. I mean, I was going through a rough time, and that was when I don't want to say that's when I had my awakening, because the process had already started. So I already started doing the work on myself that needed to be done in order for me to get to the next level in my life, the next level in spirituality, the next level in like just learning myself and really figuring out where I wanted my life to go. The thing is that most people don't have a plan for their life. And when I mean a plan for their life, I do not mean career. I do not mean, getting married. Most people have that plan, right? Like they want to make money, they want a partner, they want a house, they want all the things that we are told that we should have. But when I say a plan for your life, I mean what it looks like, what it feels like every single day, what your day to day looks like. What do you do when you wake up? Do you travel a lot? Are you married? Do you want to be married? What kind of marriage is it? How does it feel? All of those things, which when it comes to planning, it may feel like tedious, not fun, and something that you don't want to do. But the consequence to that is allowing yourself to be derailed. And that happened to me twice. With my first marriage, I had discovered certain not inspirational, but like personal development work I discovered because I joined an MLM. And I had a previous YouTube channel before, but I was in such a bad relationship, such a bad marriage, that consumed me. So and I was unconscious at the time, right? When I got married, both times, I was starting to awaken as my second marriage was ending, but for sure, I just wanted to be married. I wanted to recreate what my parents had. I had an amazing childhood. Like, I didn't know that, we don't know what we don't know as kids. We just, hopefully, you don't know that your parents are dealing with stuff. I didn't know until I was an adult. So all I knew was that, oh, my mom and my dad look happy. My dad is in the army. My mom is like semi, stay-at-home mom, and I just want that. And so I was successfully created that, but with a whole bunch of mess. So those two situations were learning experiences for me that broke my heart, but it had to be done in order for me to get to this point. So I then created a plan for my life when I moved here to Texas, because I didn't have any distractions. I didn't have anybody trying to stop me from expanding, reading my books, and just becoming a better woman, right? So I came across several books, but this is one of them. And I also found Your Wish is Your Command, which is by Kevin Trudeau, who, say what you want about him, but that like cassette, I don't even think it's available on YouTube anymore. maybe for a specific reason, on purpose, because when you learn to master your mind, when you learn that you need to create a plan and not deviate from that plan, you are unplugged from the matrix, right? You are unplugged from, and I say quote, I do quotations because I recently just watched The Matrix, which was crazy, the first time ever, and it made so much sense to me. Is that, everybody's programmed to live a certain way, or to, everybody's programmed not to like break down how their life is going to go. And it's really, if you think about it, and maybe you think about your life, and I think about my own life, I use myself as an example, because when I didn't have a plan, I allowed people to pull me. Even it's so subtle sometimes, and sometimes it's overt. Um, but I allowed other people who didn't have a plan for their own lives, right, to alter my life. And it was when I chose me, I chose my happiness, I chose what I visualized and what I knew could be true for me. I chose that, and that is what has landed me here today. And I will tell you that some days I go back and forth with like making videos, because like the views are not like they were before. But the the information is needed. So even if one person watches the videos, whatever, I'm happy, because somebody hopefully will apply what I'm talking about. So come across this book, Jim Rohn, MLMer, I can't remember, Herbal Life, but extremely motivational and extreme, and helps you just become mindful of what do you want your life to look like. You need to plan it. So he talks about, how to plan and help you unlock your potential. Very, very easy read. This is actually a copy that I'm going to give to somebody, because mine, it has it has all the highlights and stuff in it. But what I did, you all, was I just read. This isn't even half of my book. This isn't even a freaking. This isn't even a snapshot. Read books. If you are not where you want to be in life, you need to read and highlight books. The other book that I wanted to show you all, and I would recommend doing, books like this where you can, like hardcovers, so you can put your hands on it and you can read it, and you can highlight. It's just a different vibe than audiobooks. I'm not saying audiobooks are bad. I'm just saying I prefer a good old book that you can pick up and you can highlight and you can freaking learn. If you were to get a book today, this is a copy I'm going to be giving away. Resurrection. I've talked about this so much. I have taught from this book. I have, when I was teaching yoga in the Dallas County Jail, I brought this book because it was a Christian program. And Resurrection is by Neville Goddard, who was a pastor, he was a pastor, and he broke down, scripture from the Bible, because, and what it basically is about your old self having to die. And that is what has to happen. And then you get to recreate the new self. You get to recreate how your life looks. You get to choose your story. And this is not woo-woo, like fairy tale, this is real life. You have control of your life. You get to drive the boat. You get to say what type of life you experience, because it's your life. It's your simulation. So what you get to do is you get to download and upload and uninstall, uproot all of the things that are not serving you. You should be happy every single day. And as the days go on, you should be happier. I just had this thought that the older you get, the better life should be, the happier you should be. Number one, you have gone through a lot of stuff, right? These things that you go through happen for you to expand, not to fuck up your life. Excuse my language, but Uh, not to derail you, but to get you to sit down and say, what the is going on here? And that's what I had to do. So instead of jumping into another relationship like I did the second marriage, instead of jumping into another marriage, I sat my little behind down and I read book after book after book after book, watched YouTube. I stayed up hours, 1, 2 in the morning, creating this life. And it took me years. It was not easy, but it's not supposed to be easy. If the work was easy, everybody would have their dream life. You have to dedicate yourself to this. Alchemy, transforming coal to gold, okay, is a process. And you have to let go of the old in order to get the new and the better. And you'll be living a life that you just, one day you'll be writing about it and journaling about it and meditating and visualizing. And then the next you'll be like, oh my God, this is the life that I live. I shared my journal entry where I wrote about, basically my love life, the love life that I have now, the husband that I have now. Okay. So I'm here with no makeup, not looking crazy because the skin is skinning. It's looking good. But I had to make this video really quickly because I need to remind you that it's not over until you win. And then you have to work on yourself and you have to make the plan for yourself and you have to be intentional. Don't say you're intentional, be intentional. Journal, write stuff down, highlight, read books, seek knowledge, seek the answers that are already within you. But sometimes we just need a little activation with fitness, with a detox, with reading some books, and you get those aha moments. That's when the magic happens, right? So I'm telling you this because I've done it and I have the receipts. And I want to see more people happy and living their truth and living with purpose versus just watching stupid YouTube videos. And when I say stupid, I mean just like advice that's not practical and that will steer you in the wrong way. And advice that does not lead to happiness. And I'm not talking about, happiness in the moment. I'm talking about the happiness where you wake up every day and you're happy with your life. Not just, it's okay, but happy. Like ecstatic about who you get to wake up next to, who you sleep with, who you make love to, the food that you eat, how you feel in your body. Those are the things that make life worth living. So have a plan for your life or be somebody else's prop or tool to get the life that they want. Be smart. Be smart. You get to be happy in this life. I'll see you in the next video.